Kevin, we're here in Spring Barley. It's Irina.
That's right.
Can you give us a rundown on what you've done to date? I know you've worked, I think you've incorporated some of the principles we often chat about, working together, about pushing as far as we can to get maximum yield by incorporating a few sort of outside techniques with slurry and stuff. Could you run it through us?
We're big into using organic manures, and that's everything from sludges, right, to pig manure. So there's a local piggery here, so we decided to go with 3,000 gallons an acre of pig slurry. So in that, the pig slurry is full of life. You're not just getting the value of the fertilizer, but it's bang, it's an instant kick. So the crop is planted, it's only in the ground a little bit over a week and a half, and you can see just how lush it is.
Yeah.
But we established it in a bit of a different way. We were lucky to have a trial of a potential disc this year, and it was quite a large disc, but we were able to go in, spread the slurry, and then come straight in with the disc, and half an hour later I was able to sow it. Such was the job of mixing that I was doing. But what I found is that the crop got that slurry, even though the ground was incredibly dry. So I suppose it's been a good combination working together, and we can see there's a nice level seed bed there. Everything looks good.
I think we're at the stage, this rain, it is a godsend, because there's a lot of crops have been under so much stress. We've been having to play with, other years we would have incorporated our broadleaf weed herbicide, our wild oat spray, maybe a bit of Cycocel, perhaps in the form of K2 and Raphicide all together. This year I'm seeing we've had to, up to last week, look at splitting a lot of those sprays, because a big load of chemical like that on the crop just makes the stress worse. It recovers from it. It doesn't do a lot of visual harm. It may not even mark it, but you'll often go back and look at a crop, and I often use the term, it just looks rattled. It's been aggravated to some degree. So probably I think what we'll do here in this particular crop, because now we're getting the rain and we're going to get a serious spurt of growth, what I think we'll look at doing is we'll come in now as fast as we're allowed. Hopefully we don't get a prolonged break in the weather as much as we need the rain, and we'll give it its Raphicide. We will give it a shot of growth regulator early, probably K2 I think, just to help thicken it out in the spots where there are a few wheel tracks and that, slow it down, because it is going to have a rapid burst of growth.
Sure.
We'll also give it its broadleaf weed herbicide now. As you can see, the biggest problem here is volunteer rape, and there's also some charlock through the field. We can see chickweed, there's the odd cleaver, and I also noticed a few red shank and a couple of fumetry.
Sure.
We could go any combination of a number of products, but I think it's either going to be whichever is handy for you to get based on where you shop. We'll either go Ally Ultra and Starain, because we've got no need for the shield component to Galaxy in this field. We don't have a marigold issue. Or we could go Cameo Max and put Starain with that. I think it would be absolutely fine. We'll also give it same trace element as before, the Cereal Ally. We might find in this field we may yet have to come back with another bit of manganese. As you know, we're also using a lot of the Uplift product, but we won't go anywhere yet with fungicide. It's too early. Irina wouldn't be particularly bad for mildew either, but we'll have to watch it closely. We'll have soft, lush growth. Outside of that, would this field be prone to wild oats, or what would the history be?
Yeah, there would
here?
be a history of wild oats in here.
Grand.
So we'll be putting that into one of our mixes there.
What we'll do then, so we'll have to, well, we don't have to, but we should ideally incorporate the Axial Adigar with the broadleaf weed spray. Otherwise we're going to get caught with the 21-day interval. There are some fields, again thinking of the economics of growing corn at the moment, if it's possible to patch spray wild oats, it should be considered, but you just have to wait until you can see them, which isn't always possible in a thick crop of spring barley. But when this field has a history of wild oats through it, again, wild oats you should be looking at either 100% or nearly don't bother, would be my opinion. But the crop is off to a good start. I'd be happy with it for the year that's in it. There's a lot of crops still struggling. As I said, the rain is a godsend, but I think we're going to go into a period of seriously lush growth next week after this rain.
Yeah, so like from my point, from we planted the crop, put the slurry in, that got it off to a great start. It came up out of the ground, lush green, in literally just a week, which even shocked me. But we've got great foundation in here now. Look at the crop, it's got the plant stand is there, everything is there, so we're going to keep driving it on. And any little hold up on that barley will take from yield. So I think good strategy now. We'll see it across the finish line, and we'll finish well. Yeah,
we're probably looking at, as I said, given how fast growth will be, that even though we may be in here next Tuesday, Wednesday, conditions permitting, with the weed spray, the wild oats, trace element, bit of regulator, we're looking at probably being back within, I'd say, 6 or 7 days again into fungicide, and we'll follow the very same principle we do in winter barley. We'll be basing it on the triazole proline. Now we obviously won't be using the high dose rates of Treoris we use in winter barley.
Sure.
We'll just use a litre per hectare, which will give us a bit of the penthiopyrad plus a bit of Bravo. But I find again, loading it up at the start, it's a dangerous statement, but you're hopefully coasting towards the end. We'll watch mildew. If we think we can get away without that cost, we will. If we think we see a little bit appearing, we might use a small bit of Thalius, but possibly it'll just be proline Treoris and finish with proline Credo at the end. In essence, similar to winter barley, just lower rates, and we won't need a middle spray.